From the parliament to the streets, France is in the midst of a crisis. Anger against the government has been spilling over onto the streets, blocking everything. Protests swept the cities across France. In fact, during these turbulent times, the new prime minister of the country taking over, calling for change, but the anger is only deepening on the ground. As many as 80,000 police officers have been deployed. 200 people have been arrested across the country. Protesters took to the streets in a show of grassroots opposition to the president and his freshly appointed prime minister. Flames, barricades, tear gas. From different parts, the images that have been coming in, thousands of protesters answered the call to the protest led by a loose left-wing collective called Block Everything. Smoke bombs, flares, fireworks. These are the visuals of the anger that's been seen on the streets. Scuffles broke out between protesters and the police. In some parts, demonstrators hurled dustbins and garbage bags at the police officers as well.
They're cobbling together projects and budgets that are dissatisfactory for keeping the cohesion and the interests of the French, that divide and that are not invested in the channels they should be. And I think there is a strong discontent among the French people on this issue.
Smoke billowed from a bridge where a bus was reportedly set on fire. The bus was empty at the time of the incident, reportedly.
Allez, merde!
These are the images where around 100 protesters attempted to block a roundabout near the Ring Road. While it was still dark, but they were repelled by the police using tear gas. In another part, crowds blocked the morning rush hour traffic. Cars were stranded, horns blaring as demonstrators called the new appointment a slap in the face. Protesters also set tires ablaze at a roundabout in one area, the smoke mixing with the tear gas as the riot police charged in. And amid the chaos on the streets, the new French Prime Minister took charge. And in his first remarks, he called for policy change and creative ways.
We will also have to change, certainly be more creative, sometimes more technical, more serious in the way we work with our opposition. I will have the opportunity to come back to this. We both just spoke about this at great length. But I also say it, there must be changes, not just in terms of form or method, but in substance as well.
The decentralized nature of the protests set to flare up, it seems, even in the countryside and small towns, reminiscent of the 2018 Yellow Vest movement that, without a clear political leadership, became a major test for Macron during his first term in office. And earlier, this is the expert voice that we got in on the developments.
Well, first of all, this is absolutely not linked to Sébastien Lecornu. Nobody knew when they planned those protests at least a month ago, and it began with the hard right, not the hard left. It was joined recently by the hard left, but it was planned by the hard right as a reminiscent movement of the Yellow Vests. And nobody knew that Prime Minister Bayrou would first decide to hold a vote of confidence, and second, that he would lose it. I mean, once he decided, it was fairly understood that he would lose it. But until yesterday, nobody knew that Sébastien Lecornu was going to replace François Bayrou as Prime Minister. And second, Sébastien Lecornu, who's been the Defense Secretary for almost 4 years, is a quiet sort of personality. Not at all, it's not against him. It certainly is against Emmanuel Macron, who's very much hated a year and a half before the end of his second and last term. But it is it's not so much opportunistic to politics now. And second, of course, you've got all those images of unrest, but you've got 80,000 police and gendarmes across the country.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.